Sunday morning. I was outside 10:30, 11 o'clock watering some flowers, and this pickup truck drove up the driveway. And it got about 3/4 of the way up, it stopped, and I was just kind of watching, and it's not unusual for somebody to come up the driveway. And this gentleman got out and walked up, and he was interested in this little house across the street. I don't know if I knew who owned it or what. And I said, yeah, I know who owns it, but I said, it's not for sale. And he said, well, they were looking for a place to live, and they wanted someplace they could fix up. And I said, well, you can't fix up that house. I said, the floors are all sunk in, and I said, it's pretty well gone. Sort of got acquainted, and he said something about his wife, and I said, well, where is your wife? And he said, well, she's out in the truck. And I said, well, go get her. So he went out and got his wife and brought her out, and we met her. And a little bit later, he said something about his son. I said, well, where's your son now? He said, he's out in the truck. And I said, well, go get him and bring him out here. So it was pretty hot.
It was hot as fire. I was dripping wet. I looked like something out of the Beverly Hillbillies. And my husband says, Barbara, come down here. We got company. And so I came down, and I was just thinking, what in the world? I look so bad. And I came down, and I saw these two people.
So we talked a while, and then I invited them around on the front porch.
I sat there and listened to those people.
Ended up, we were all on the porch drinking iced tea and talking. And he was interested in my barn, which is just 3 stalls and a hallway and a tack room. And I said, well, why are you interested in the barn? He said, well, we really need a place to live. And he said, maybe I could fix up your barn and live, you know. And I said, well, you're not going to live in my barn. That's the first thing you know, there'd be shepherds here and camels and sheep and wise men, and, you know, and he started laughing. I said, you know, we got an extra room upstairs. And I said, y'all can welcome to stay there for a while if you'd like.
They were all in the house. So for him to say to that couple, you know, we want you to come and stay in our home, that was pretty amazing, pretty amazing. I don't know, that's probably the first time that it ever happened. We've been married 56 years.
And Barbara joined in and invited them. They went upstairs and looked, and about a week or so, I guess they moved in. And they lived upstairs 6 months, and moved out right before Christmas, and it was a delight to have him. He was in bad shape. He's having severe trauma in his stomach, and which is nerves from not having a place to live, not being able to support his family. Same thing would happen to you or I. And so I kind of knew where he was, and I'd been there before, and I knew what a helping hand was.
As far as I know, that was something different that my husband did. So he must have seen something in Hernell and Doris that he felt was special, and that they were special.
Bueno, ahora nos acompaña, junto con nosotros está una persona que apreciamos en gran manera, y es el pastor Elner Hernández, que a cada vez encuentro que él está involucrado en diferentes proyectos. No sé cómo él hace esto, que hace tanto para avanzar la predicación del Evangelio, y es como director de Relaciones Públicas.
No es la batalla de las evidencias, no es la batalla de lo que tienes, no. Es la batalla cuando no tienes nada, es la batalla cuando estás perdiendo la fe, pero todavía te sujetas de Dios, porque sabes que Dios es fiel y Él lo cumple. So, the important thing for myself, the lesson what I get, is you have to trust. So wherever the circumstance is around you, be focused in God.
And I think that Doris and Hernell had sold everything they had in Florida when they moved here. And I think he had lost his job with Raby Inn.
In fact, he told me that sometimes they would go out and buy food and bring it home and fix it, and then he would take it out to construction sites at lunchtime and sell it. That's kind of how they made some money.
So for me, it was a big surprise when someone who don't know us say, we have the impression from God that you and your family coming to live with us.
It's just, you can't ever go wrong blessing somebody. My dad, we grew up in the service station business, and it was back in those days, you did a lot of service, helped a lot of people that couldn't pay you. And my dad always taught me to try to do something for somebody that couldn't pay you back.
El hecho de conseguir trabajo se nos estaba haciendo difícil. Así que por un año estuvimos aplicando en distintas posiciones para ver cómo podíamos sufragar los gastos económicos y sostenernos. Y esto se iba haciendo cada vez más difícil, al punto que estábamos pensando en que debíamos retornarnos a la Florida.
They didn't have anything, they didn't have any furniture, much less bedding, very little clothes.
You have to put the struggle beside and go through and said, oh Lord, I can't do it for myself, but give me the power, give me the energy, give me the idea, give me the way I can go through.
Hopefully it moving well. It wasn't hopefully. I know once he moved in here and he got settled, and within a couple of months I could tell a big difference in his health started improving. He got a job, and a job always makes a person feel better.
Sin embargo, eso no eran los planes de Dios. Los planes de Dios era que nosotros continuáramos aquí. Yo no lo veía así de esa manera, pero vimos entonces la intervención de la providencia.
They just regained what they had lost. And Hernell has told me before that was the lowest point in his whole life. He felt like there wasn't anything else that could happen. It was. But he recovered, and he said he felt like the Lord had sent him here.
So, about this time, I think I get my lesson.
Something that I wanted so much to do, I wanted to just ask the Lord if he would just send us a miracle, because my husband, he stays home with my mom. He doesn't go to church anymore, and of course I go to church because that's my main thing in life. And so I just prayed about it, and I just cried. I just absolutely begged the Lord for a miracle, that we could be together, that we would have the same desires to do the same work for God. And I hated my husband didn't go to church with me, but I understood why he didn't go. And the Lord sent Hernell. He sent Hernell in the driveway. I
don't only get the experience to preach, to give faith to someone, but now I can say, hey, I passed through that situation. I know what you feel. I know sometimes your faith be a struggle, but trust in Him, because I did. Hernell has written a book that I've read, and
God has given him something in that book that is going to help everybody to know when things start happening in an elementary way that's documented so thoroughly that I really feel like he is a special individual.
Pienso que no te dejes intimidar por las circunstancias. No pienses que las circunstancias nunca van a cambiar. No, siempre hay una luz al final del túnel. Siempre hay una esperanza y uno tiene que luchar por esa esperanza.
He helped me here a lot around the house and outside as the weather, improved in the fall, and he worked on my car and helped me fix my barn and stuff. And so it wasn't all one-sided. He contributed a lot to helping us as well as us helping him. I became very close to Hernell and Doris during that time, and never regretted inviting them in my home.
a good thing for all three of them because they were able to just not have to worry about paying the bills. They could just get their lives together, and that's what they did while they were here. They helped us a lot, and I guess we'll be forever friends.